Hello, everybody. Welcome to Be Made Whole, where we talk about all things health and wellness. I am your host, Pooja Chilakuri, and today I have with me Paul Rhoades. Paul is the founder of Sizzlin Arrow Outdoors, and welcome to the show, Paul.
And thank you, Pooja. I appreciate you having me here today. It's a truly honor to be here.
The pleasure is mine, Paul. I'm very interested to learn about some of the things you're doing because I think it's very unique. I know you teach people how to cook, hunt, all these things. So I'm excited to learn more about you. So tell us about yourself and how you got started on this journey.
Oh, definitely. As you said, my name is Paul Rhoades. I am from a very small town in Wyoming. I grew up on a ranch out there, and we grew up hunting and fishing. We donated most of the meat because we also farmed. So we had cattle that we raised, and we usually butchered those for the family, and had full freezers, so we didn't really need the game. So we donated the game that we harvested to needy families with Salvation Army out there. After I graduated high school, I moved to the big city of Chicago for a couple months, worked in restaurants there before we went to New York, and I started my culinary journey with going to school at the CIA, and graduated from there in '07, moved down to North Carolina, worked in different restaurants here, did that for about 10 years. And, once my son was born, decided to be at home a little bit more. So picked up a career in finance. And so, even working in finance, my passion and my love is still with cooking, and my other passion and hobby is hunting and fishing. So, when COVID hit in 2020, a lot of people were stressed, worried, not able to find meat in the grocery stores. And, I myself, along with a lot of other hunters that I know, we didn't have to worry about this. We have full freezers full of venison. Some of us buy meat, whole pigs and stuff from farmers. I actually just purchased one not too long ago, and we keep all that in the freezer. Now, I don't have to worry about this. People are running around trying to find meat, and most of it's not worth the wrapping it's wrapped in. I was like, there's probably other people that would like to have the sense of security and may not know how to get into whether it's hunting. They may not know exactly how to approach farmers and talk to them or find them outside of the farmers market. So I was like, why don't I take my skills, whether it's teaching people how to hunt, teaching people how to cook, or just connecting them with different farmers in the local area here, or even spreading it out to different areas throughout the country. So that's how Sizzlin Arrow was born. So as you mentioned, we teach people how to cook, we teach people how to hunt, we talk with different farmers on our podcast, we partner with farmers. Like I said, I purchased a pig recently, and I've been doing a lot of different recipes and promoting their farm, just because, the pigs is delicious. Everything that I've got from Sweet Tea Farms in Rougemont has been delicious. And, I just want to work with more local farmers and try to get more people to them and show them the benefits of eating clean, locally raised animals, or eating clean, locally harvested animals, instead of going to the grocery store and buying meat that you don't know how long it's been there, that may have a shelf life of a couple days. It's not unheard of that you buy, and I still do it. I still buy packaged meat and fish every once in a while because, sometimes I feel like a beef tenderloin, I may not have one in my freezer. So, or tilapia or something. But there's been times where you open this package and it's bad. It's due to poor handling in the grocery store, being shipped from across the country or even from a different country. And it's better it's better to know where your meat is coming from and your vegetables too, instead of trusting that it's been taken care of through a long journey.
Yes, transparency, right? It is so
Yes.
important. Yeah, I feel very blessed where I live. There is a farm literally in my backyard. So
Mm-hmm.
and I do more produce and eggs. And in the summertime and springtime, they're open. I wish that that was the way that I could get to them in the winter. But I hear you. And Paul, it's interesting. You mentioned the word delicious. And I'm a nutritional therapist, right? So I do a lot of my work is around food. And one of the things I'm always telling people, if it's healthy, it doesn't have to taste bad. In fact, the more nutritious it is, it could be more delicious. That's how you
Yep.
know. Taste is such an important signal that we ignore because we just condition our minds to believe, whatever we want to believe, especially when conditioned by science, the food scientists, right? They will, maybe inject vitamins and stuff inside the meats, and then we just condition ourselves to believe, well, that's nutritious or healthy. But really, if you're eating food that was as close to nature, it should taste good.
Yes,
So I'm really glad
exactly.
you said that. And also, with produce and meat, the other thing that has always concerned me is the number of chemicals that is getting injected, whether it's the meat with the hormones, the antibiotics, and with the produce, the pesticides, and then there's a whole category of GM foods. So teaching people how to eat close to nature, I think that's just fabulous what you're doing. And I really applaud your efforts to do that, Paul. Yes, I
Thank you.
think if we could just, just make one simple change in our pantry or kitchen where we got rid of just one chemical and we start there and start eating cleaner, I think our bodies are going to thank us. We're going to feel better and better because I see chronic illnesses on the rise all the time. And a lot of times people come to me and they have nothing wrong with them medically. There's no diagnosis, but they feel awful. So, it always points to what are we putting inside our bodies. So I'm
Yes.
really grateful. So you're also doing a podcast that has the same name, right? And is that more
Yes.
to spread the awareness around this? Yes.
Yes, yeah. So we have the Sizzlin Arrow podcast, which pretty much we have 2 episodes a month, and one is an interview show where I talk with different hunters, farmers, chefs around the country and around the world. I've had, I think it was 3 interviews ago. I had an interview with a gentleman by the name of Tommy. He runs Tommy's Outdoors. He's in Ireland, and so we're taking it global, which is awesome.
That is
Um,
awesome.
but the other part of the podcast is just for thought, to where I pick a topic and then I kind of give my thoughts on it. And it's a lot of good information on there. And the interviews are phenomenal. All my guests are great, and we're looking to really bump it up here this year.
That's awesome, Paul. So one of the other questions I have for you is around the farmers. Like,
Mhm.
do you also help us make connections with them, right? So if we wanted to access that clean meat or that clean food, how do we get in touch with you? Is there a way what is the way that you connect us?
Yeah, so one of the best ways is you can visit my website, which is the www.sizzlinarrow.com. There is a free membership option in there to where you sign up for the monthly newsletters, and we give you a recipe every month that is based around either wild game or farm raised, vegetables or meat, or whatever it may be. And the other option is you can just simply email me. It's paul@sizzlinarrow.com. Happy to answer any questions you may have regarding that, or connecting you with the local farmers. I'm working with 2 here in the area, one a little more so than the other, but I'm looking to really start to establish that relationship with Cathis Farms here, hopefully soon. He's actually going to be my interview show this month. So I sat down with David from Cathis Farms in, I can't remember where he's at. He's here to local. It's close to Fort Bragg, but I can't remember the name of the town, which he's gonna probably smack me when he sees me. But anyway, yeah, Sweet Tea Farms and Cathis Farms are 2 of the ones that I've had contact with here locally.
That's great to know. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking if people start eating clean, and people like you start spreading the awareness and making the connections, people like me are going to be out of business, and I'll be very happy. I'll be really happy. So I'm supporting you to put me out of business here.
Well, anything I can do for you, let me know.
Yeah, absolutely, right. I'm teaching people how to read labels, and listen, if they start eating food from the farms, there's no labels there that they need to worry about, right?
Yeah, no, you don't have to worry about the labels. You build that relationship with the farmer, and they are happy to tell you exactly what they do. They're happy to show you what to do. Heck, they're even happy to let you help them do what they do. So, it's a win-win. And the more that we get back to our kind of roots, I guess you would say, to where homesteading and everything along those lines, to where we take it more upon ourselves to take care of ourselves, it's the world's going to be a better place. And then the big ag companies that are running the meat and the vegetables and everything are not going to have much of a leg to stand on. But it takes a lot of us to collaborate
Yes.
with that. And I mean, we're going to feel better, we're going to feel healthier. And kind of going back, and I won't go on a rant here, but going back to what you said about the food that you eat makes you feel better. When I stopped eating fast food and stopped drinking soda, I mean, I have a ginger ale here and there. So, but the colored, the Pepsis, the Cokes, and stuff like that, and stopped eating, a lot of sweets and sugars. I felt better, but also, I wouldn't wake up with joint pain. I wouldn't have that cracking in my bones when I walk down the stairs. And I mean, I'm only 36. I shouldn't have that anyway. So, but all that has stopped. And it's due to, eating healthy, eating clean. You can eat the rich stuff, the butters, the creams, the stuff like that, but you got to make sure that it's fresh and it's not processed or preserved. So you can still have all the good stuff, but you just got to make sure and get it from the proper sources.
Yes, the quality really does matter, because a lot of times, you read these research about meat being associated with cancer. And I always say to myself, is it the meat, or is it how the animal was raised and what's been put in it? Because there's so many chemicals added to things. A grocery store, when you go in there, that's why you have to read labels. There's like a list of 30 things in one little thing. So, right?
Well, and and the thing, like when you look at the labels for meat, especially the freezer section meat, the real cheap stuff, all that stuff they put in there, that's so the meat will taste good. Because if it's nothing in there, it doesn't taste like meat, because you have stressed animals that are put in, raised in cages, hardly any room to roam. They're not in a natural environment. So the meat is absolutely terrible. I mean, honestly, it should be put into dog food.
Paul, I had a dear friend. She once said, you can't eat something that is sicker than you, right? And then expect to be healthy. So the animal has to be healthy. Yeah. So before I let you go, could you give us I mean, we've talked about different things here, but one thing that we could do today to just make a change in our eating habits? Just one little thing, whatever's your favorite. I know we talked about
let's see, one little thing. That's tough. So I would say probably the one thing that I would leave you with that you could do today, or let's say do this week. So if you purchase your meat from the grocery store, or if you buy frozen food out of the grocery store for a quick meal, take one of those weekly meals that you normally cook, because we all have that normal weekly meal, whether it's pizza or lasagna or hamburgers or something. Substitute that grocery store meat with a local farmer's meat. Or if you have a coworker or someone that is a hunter, see if they'll give you ground venison or something along those lines. Try to take one meal this week and get it as close to nature as you possibly can, as little processed as it can be. And try to do it locally. Buy it from a farmer, or see if you can get it donated to you from a hunter that
Thank you
And
so
if you
much.
don't know anybody, if you don't know a hunter and you want to try venison, call me or shoot me an email, and I'm happy to share some of mine with you.
And I'm going to put all your information in the description so folks know where to find you, Paul. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Excellent. Well, thank you,
for taking
Pooja.
the time. Yeah, to speak with us today. It was a pleasure, Paul. Right.
Yeah, the pleasure is all mine. So thank you very much.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.